I remember years ago, I sat on my knees at the edge of Faron Gorge. Flowers would grow there at the edge in the tall grass, tulips and pink roses especially. Seeds of dandelions floated across the bottomless gorge as I blew them so gently into the wind. Where's he gone, I wonder? Find him, I whispered to the seeds. I would imagine while I gathered the pink roses. A man walked toward this side of the gorge across the creaking bridge. He carried all the flowers he could find. Tulips. He really loved tulips. Lilies are so rare in Faron Woods, so when he'd have some, you could tell just by the grin on his face. That rope bridge sure looked scary, she had thought. I sure hope this bridge holds, Calaria shouts, galloping across the decayed bridge in close to pure darkness. She thinks she escaped the darkness that enveloped Kakariko Village moments ago. She is wrong. Ragnarok's hooves clacked down the staircase out front Kakariko Village while Calaria had made haste to escape the darkness. They should have rode into moonlight as they came around the bended stairs, but no. The moon offered no aid to their sight. The moon this night isn't bright as it should be. The contrast from the clouds' shadows is heavy, and the area around Calaria seems desaturated, lifeless. To her, it looks as though the darkness is following her, like it is sentient. The moon is rising over Hyrule, signaling all kinds of creepers and crawlers to wake from their dormant sleep. Magic left from the great battles lingers in the field and saturates the night's soil like a rushing river of evil. At the end of the large stone bridge over the Elden Gorge, fog sits like an impassable barrier just past the bridge's archway and appears like the edge of the world. Ragnarok's gallop slides to a halt. They freeze, staring into the fog, watching the earth breathe. The hum of fear sets in. Boy, Faron Woods never looked like this, did it, Ragnarok? He whinnies, lowly in response. She feels the eyes again and turns her head around. She feels those eyes again and turns her head around. Who's that? There is a figure boldly standing on the far side of the bridge behind her. It's that shadow again, Ragnarok, she whispers. Calaria disappears into a spiraling cloud of fog. She rides deep into the earthbound clouds. Seconds turn into minutes. We must be lost. There must be someone out here who can help us. Well, a somewhere, says Calaria moments later. Frantically, trying to find a landmark, she and her steed quickly reach a hopeless gallop. Look, off in the distance is a silhouette of a willow tree. As they approach toward it, Ragnarok screams and crashes to the ground. Calaria flies off and also crashes to the ground. Her breath is knocked clean out and is locked out of her lungs. Grunting and wheezing for breath, her vertigo vision catches a glimpse of Ragnarok rearing up, kicking violently. Unable to get any air, Calaria is helpless to make a sound, trying to yell out his name. What are those? She thinks to herself. Could those be the Style children of legend? She sees under Ragnarok things that look like meatless arms stretching out, and all around him beneath the earth. Lightning crackles and splits the fog, if only for a moment. That is only the least of her worries as the ground beyond her own feet begin to crunch and crumble. That is the least of her worries as the ground beyond her own feet begins to crunch and crumble. Rising from the earth is a ghastly blood-stained skeleton with eyes like two blood-soaked gems gazing into hers with malicious intent. Slowly, the creature mumbles, "We are the soldiers of the fallen kingdom." Her lungs now able to breathe, she jumps to her feet, only to find Ragnarok fled into the fog and was gone. Kalaria screams with all her might, "Ragnarok!" And again she screams. Empty feelings of fear and abandonment water her eyes. The Stalkin, walking decrepit and slow, did not hinder it from swiping its claws at Kalaria. Dodging the next swing, she feels its claw slide through her hair when she ducks. Standing firm, Kalaria braces her stance and her hand grips her sword hilt behind her, ready to wield it with power. With a valiant shout, Kalaria leaps into the air, bringing the sword down with force, separating the Stalkin from its right arm. Before the bones even reached the dirt, 3 more Stalkin of the same kind rose up to defend the captain's honor. Seeing her chances of survival lowering every second, she slashes left, right, and jabs, all leading it into a spinning attack of her blade which deals a number on the surrounding Stalkin. Kalaria twirls her sword and guides it straight into her sheath, making a satisfying and triumphant sound of steel on steel. That willow tree is now looking better and better. Kalaria makes a break for the tree, hoping it will give her a fighting chance. The fog flows over the soil like a river, hiding her every step. She quickly hops from one safe point to another, over breaching skeleton arms and tree roots. Kalaria missteps. To her surprise, a secret hole in Hyrule Field. Less than gracefully, she slips in, crashing through a wooden trapdoor, falling several feet to the underground below. The fall knocks her out cold. Death is cold, Ragnarok. Why am I so cold? Could this be Ragnarok, the arms of death coming to fly me away like my father? Didopi, listen to me. You are the only one who listens. I remember after the fall screaming, "Mother, Mother." Something happened to Daddy, come quickly. Hello? Wake up. The great Deku Tree wants to talk to you. Can Faron Wood's destiny really depend on such a lazy girl? Kalaria hears a strange small voice squeak to her. She takes a deep breath and slowly opens her eyes. The secret hole dropped into a cozy underground pocket just big enough for a bed and some furniture. Sitting adjacent to her is a small boy holding an open book, his knees up to his face. Kalaria's vision focuses on the boy. The red snapback cap, freckles, and snot-dripping nose is not what she expected. Is all of this true about you? The boy wipes his nose. If so, he sniffles, you better hurry back. Faron Woods needs their hero. Kalaria quickly leans up and snatches the book from his hands. She pinches her brows and curls her lips out and hits him over the head with the book. Don't you know to keep your nose where it belongs? The boy gets glare from Kalaria sliding back. Stupid. Reaching for her satchel next to her, She grunts from the pain from the fall. Ow, that really hurts. Need help, lady? The boy sniffs, boogers back into his nose, and reaches over to offer a hand. Don't touch me. Calaria lifts her finger into his face aggressively. The thought of broken bones are going through her mind. If there was any time for the red potion from earlier, now's the time, she thinks to herself. One look into her satchel, it is found that the bottle of potion is broken and red potion is everywhere. The drink is ruined. Calaria, feeling her aching chest, whined, I sure feel like I could use more than one heart right now. You're funny, Kalawa, mispronouncing her name. Calaria. It's Calaria, she corrects him. Okay, I will call you Kylie, he giggles. She rolls her eyes while thinking of her situation and parts her hair to the side. A moment of awkward silence passes and Calaria wonders, how far did you get in my journal? What? Is it private? The boy remarks in a mocking tone. Yes, it is. The boy thinks for a moment. What does a vexing reminiscence mean? He attempts to say the word reminiscence. Those words recall to mind a specific place in her journal she remembers writing. Calaria rests her mouth upon her propped-up knee in sadness. It's okay, he says. I don't have any parents either. Their eyes meet. Tijo's eyes then jump slightly over her shoulder. She's mildly alarmed and skeptically squints. Slowly and ominously, something begins to rise from the shadows behind Calaria, breathing deeply. It sounds almost as if it is breathing through a hollow shaft of bamboo or bone. Turning her head back slowly, she is face to face with a Stalchild, closely related to Stalfos and Stalken creatures alike. Leaping forward into a roll, Calaria slides out on one knee. She whips out her slingshot and prepares to fire. The slingshot is stretched taut. You can hear the tension reverberating throughout the sling while the wood and handle settles. The sound of a Deku seed slices the air. She sent the seed flying towards its target. A flash of light sparks with a ding sound. Bullseye, right between the eyes. The Stalchild squawks and falls, his body following his whipped-back neck. No, the boy screeches as he grabs with both of his hands hers. Do you know what that is, Tijo? Calaria outbursts. When the well-placed shot knocked the short skeleton's head back, a green rupee came flipping out of its mouth. Tijo walks in front of the skeleton with his hands on his hips and face contorted angrily. This is Peony, he says. She lowers her slingshot. He is my friend, the boy explains. It moves into the light. She can see and hear the poor skeleton's bones rattling from the fright, while his focus shifts from Calaria to the boy and back sporadically. The bunny ear hat wearing skeleton with sunken in red eyes looks frightened. Calaria puts away her weapon with a distrusting stare. Look, this has been fun and all, she says while standing to her feet. But I gotta get going. Ragnarok probably hasn't gotten too far. Your horse? The boy remembers from her journal. Yes, Tijo. He's very close to my heart, and I don't know what I would do without him. Calaria explains while gathering her things. Say, Kylie, the boy continues, I think we could help each other out. Peony here is a good searcher for animals. The Style Child cocks his head, looking confused towards Tijo, then quickly shook his head yes toward Calaria. So, what do you have in mind? The three sit down in a circle on top the underground vegetation. Tijo begins drawing in the dirt, explaining his plan. Are you sure the skeleton here is a good tracker? The best. True. The boy sneezes. Sorry. Under the confidence, the boy is rather unsure in the skeleton's skills. Nonetheless, he fools Calaria. The quest is accepted. The thick fog had receded back into the forests and canyons. As Calaria wakes up in the morning, both the boy and the skeleton are gone. She assumes they already started searching for Ragnarok. Is my faith in them too high, did it be? She questions herself. The deal was that while the young boy investigated the whereabouts of her horse, she would steal an item for him. It was a simple item, but one that he treasured dearly. What's the item? She had asked. It was a secret, he deflected, but what he did say was that it would help him immensely. He explained it like it was an item outside of time. Nothing like it. Legendary, he said.